Jai Onspāt Paravamsa Parivrājagacārya Sutara Sadasman Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananda Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai Nāmācārya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvāsādi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai Śrī Radha Krishna Gaura Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai Ki Jai वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, नववेद भक्तवृंद की जय. All glories to the Srimad. All glories to the Srimad. All glories to the Srimad. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 15th chapter, text number 47 and 48, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on December 25th, 1973, in Los Angeles.
Translation. Thus, by pure consciousness, due to constant devotional remembrance, they attained the spiritual sky, which is ruled over by the Supreme Nārāyaṇa, Lord Krishna. This is attained only by those who meditate upon the one Supreme Lord without deviation. This abode of the Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, known as Goloka Vrindavan, cannot be attained by persons who are absorbed in the material conception of life, but the Pandavas, being completely washed of all material contamination, attained that abode in their very same bodies.
tad-dhyāna utriktayā. Dhyāna means meditation. So, the Pandavas, always they were thinking of Krishna. While they are eating, they are sitting, they are sleeping, they are talking, they are fighting. Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. When Arjuna was fighting, so there was also Krishna. When they were dealing in politics, with Duryodhana, there was Krishna. Krishna as his friend, always talking with him, staying with him, sleeping with him, eating with him. So, anyone can do that. Krishna consciousness is so nice. If in our ordinary life we deal with Krishna as Arjuna did and the Pandavas did, so what is the difficulty for us? There is no difficulty. Simply, we have to practice it. And that practice is bhaktyā. Therefore it is said, tad-dhyānodriktayā bhaktyā. This is only possible through devotional service. Krishna was so near to the Pandavas on account of their devotion. Narad Muni eulogized the Pandavas that Jnanis and Yogis, they cannot reach you. But by your devotion, he is living with you as friend, not only as friend, but sometimes as your order carrier. Pandavas sometimes, during the negotiation with the Duryodhana, sometimes ask Krishna, Krishna will take this letter and deliver to Duryodhana. Agree? Yes? Agree. The ordinary peon, then ordinary chariot driver, Partha Sarathi. So this is possible. If we become devotee of Krishna, then you can live with Krishna face to face, talk with Krishna, eat with Krishna, dance with Krishna, even in this life. Even in this life. Because Krishna is omnipotent. If you are really devotee of Krishna, he will talk with you, he will dance with you, he will eat with you, everything. Premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena. Again, this is bhakti. By bhakti, prem, love, premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena. Santa sadaiva, santa, saintly person. This word, Sanskrit word, santa, is also, I think, Latin, saint. Santa. Santa means saintly person. So Santa, those who are saintly person, those who have developed love of Krishna, they can see Krishna every moment. Santa sadaiva. Sadaiva means every moment. They do not see anything except Krishna. That is saintly. The rascals inquire, have you seen God? And not seeing God, sir, he is seeing every moment. There is no question of seeing God once. No. Sadaiva. Santa sadaiva. How one can see sadaiva? Krishna is already there. Ishara sarvabhutanam riddesya ujjati. The location is given there in the Bhagavad Gita. You can see God. Not you have to go very far away from your place. Wherever you are, you can see. Because God is within your heart. Ishara sarvabhutanam riddesya. Sarvabhutana. Not only for human being, but also animals, bees, trees, plants, aquatics, insects, everyone, beginning from Brahma down to the end. God is everywhere. Annāntarastham paramanucayantarastham. God is within this universe, within your heart, even within the atom. So where is the difficulty? Simply, you have to make your eyes to see. That is premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena. Love. It is not very difficult to understand. If you love somebody, then you can see him always. When you are in office, you are seeing, you are eating, you are seeing, you are going. If you are actually in love, so if it is possible materially, how much greatly it is possible spiritually and perfectly. It is possible. Simply by this method, bhaktyā viśuddha-dhiṣaṇāḥ pare. Viśuddha means purified. Our consciousness is not purified at the present moment. But if you purify it, that purification also is possible simply by becoming in touch with Krishna always. And this touch is very easily made possible. Sinnatang, this is the charm. Sinnatang. Sinnatang means by hearing, by oral reception. Simply, those who are coming here, even they do not know anything about it. But God has given this ear, and let him hear about Krishna. We are therefore discussing so many, we have written so many books simply about Krishna. Not all books published We have published about 20 books, but we have to finish it. It cannot be finished, but at least to some extent it will be finished by 60 books. And what is that subject matter? Krishna. That's all. People cannot imagine that about God 60 books can be written. There is no, system of a religion where you can find that 60 is the minimum. The minimum 60 books of 400 pages can be written simply on God. So that is possible. If we divert our attention to Krishna consciousness, we can chant Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Kirtanadeva Krishnasya. We can read about Krishna whole life, such big literature, whole life. If you read 24 hours daily, that you cannot, still you have to devote your whole life to finish this literature. So you have got enough material to become Krishna conscious. My Guru Maharaj was questioned by one big politician. He came to see him. So my Guru Maharaj, he was asking, what are your activities? So at that time he was publishing one paper. I think it is still published in Mahapur. It is called Dainik Daily News. It was a daily newspaper, small. Navadip Prakash, like that. Nadia Prakash. Nadia Prakash. So daily. So this politician inquired from Guru Maharaj, you are publishing a daily paper about God consciousness? Yes. You know what you are writing? You are surprised. The politicians think that newspaper can be filled up with rubbish political news only. That's all. They cannot think that newspaper can be filled up by news from spiritual world. Yes, they have no idea. They have no idea there is spiritual world. So my Guru Maharaj explained that why you are thinking of only one small newspaper. You do not know what is spiritual world. This material world is 1/4 portion of the whole creation of the Lord. And the 3/4 portion is the spiritual world. And in this 1/4 portion, there are innumerable universes. And one of the universe, this is one of the universe. And in each universe, there are millions of planets. And this planet, earthly planet, is only a small planet in that universe. And on this earthly planet, there are so many cities. And in each city, there are so many newspapers. And each newspaper has got so many editions. This is the position of the material world. Now think about the spiritual world. It is, the spiritual world is 3 times bigger than this material. And there are so many planets, so many universes, so many activities. So we can produce not one newspaper daily, but every minute a newspaper we can produce. Unfortunately, there is no customer. This is the difficulty. For material news, there are so many customers, but when we put something, spiritual news, no customer. This is the difficulty. Otherwise, you are thinking of one newspaper daily, we can issue every second a newspaper about spiritual news. So this 60 book is not sufficient. It is simply an introduction to the spiritual activity of the spiritual world. People have no interest, they do not know. We are simply trying to introduce it. So, this can be understood by viśuddha-dhiṣaṇāḥ. Purified meditation. That requires practice. How to purify? Viṣuddha-dhiṣaṇāḥ, tasmin nārāyaṇa-pade. And it can be achieved by persons ekānta-matayo gatim. A person who has decided, now in this life I must go back to home. For him it is. This decision. That is called, in Bhagavad Gita it is described, viṣaya-ātmika buddhi rekeha kurunandana. Bahushaka janantasya buddhi avāpur. One who has decided that this life, it is not ordinary life like the cats and dogs. It is human life. I have got advanced intelligence. And it is possible in this life to go back to home, back to Godhead, atāta brahma jigyāsa, simply by cultivating spiritual knowledge. So why should I waste my time like cats and dogs? This determination required. The cats and dogs are busy in eating, sleeping, sex life, and one day dies. So why shall I waste my time in that way? I have got good intelligence. Krishna has provided me better standard of life. I can lie in nice room, not like the cats and dogs on the street. Krishna has provided for me so nice food stuff, which I can offer to Krishna. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. So nice fruits, grains, milk. So let us utilize these things given by Krishna. Krishna has given different food stuff for different animals and human beings. Krishna has given stool for the pigs and so nice food stuff, fruits and grains and milk for the human being. Not that every food is for everyone, no. What is called one man's food, another man's poison. So the stool is also a kind of food. Everything is a kind of food. Even the stone is also food. You know, the pigeons, they eat the stones, particles. They can digest. For them, the hardest peas are supplied. So they can digest. Paramotor, it is called in India, paramotor. Para means pigeon. Pigeon's peas. They require such things. That's like the gorilla. The gorilla animal, where they live in the African jungles, we have read both. There are trees, the fruits of that tree are so hard, harder than the iron bullet. You can hammer on the bullet, it may bend, but that fruit will not bend. So those fruits are taken by the gorillas and they chew it just like you chew peanuts or something like that. So Krishna has given different food stuff for different animals. So, for human being who is determined to go back to home, back to Godhead, they have got their food. For them, no meat eating. For them, no meat. For them, fine kachori, rasgulla, puri. For them. As you are, I think Dr. Barnard, sir, he wrote one book, you are what you eat. If you eat stool, then you are stool. After all, this body will be stool. Because after death, the result is either the body becomes stool or ash or earth. Those who are burying on the ground, in due course the body will turn into earth. That's all. And those who are burning, like in India, Hindus do, this will turn into ash. And those who are throwing for being eaten by the animals and birds, just like Parsis do in India, they throw, and vultures come and they eat within a second. So, after eating, it will be stool of the vulture. That's all. So, this beautiful body will be resulted in three things, either stool, earth, or ash. And we are taking so much care for stool, earth, and ashes. And the occupier of the body, forgot. And you are advanced, scientists. This is our position. Therefore, it is said, viśuddha-dhiṣaṇāḥ pare. Those who are purified in their thinking process, those who are thinking, I have this body, they are third-class rascals. The present world is simply full with third-class rascals. That's all. Because everyone is thinking, I am American, I am Indian, I am white, I am black, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am Christian. So I am this body. That's all. But they cannot. They cannot. Therefore it is said, virajenātmanaiva. Virajena. Virajena means one who has become completely washed, clean. Viraja. Raja. Raja means this material world. And B means gavtam. Without. Virajenātmanaiva. And it is very difficult to come to this position. Therefore it is said, avāpur, duravāpāṁ. It is very difficult to come to this stage of life, but the Pandavas, avāpur, they got it. And for whom it is very difficult, that is also asadbhir. Asadbhir, viṣayā-ātmabhiḥ. Who is asad? Asad means that does not exist, or that will not exist. There are two things. One thing will exist permanently, and one thing will not exist. It may exist for a few minutes, a few hours, or years. So this material world is asad, material, because it will not exist. Just like this material body, it will not exist. Everyone knows that it is born at a certain date. It will continue for certain years. It will produce some byproducts. It will change into different forms. And then it will become old and then dwindle and one day finish. This is called sarobika, 6 kinds of changes. It is not progress. If one is progressing in his age, it is not progress. It means he is going to death. Suppose I am 70 or 80 years old. So I am 78 years, I have already died. Only say 2 or 5 years or something like remaining balance. So people say advanced is no, advance in death, not advance in age. So this is asad. It will not stay. It has begun to die from the very moment of its birth. If you ask a newly born child how old it is, the mother says it is 1 month old. So 1 month means he has already died 1 month. And balance months and years, he has to die, simply has to wait for the death. So this kind of duration of life is called asad. And this kind of existence, the material existence, is also asad. Narottam Das Thakur therefore sings, Satasanga chhari koinu asate bilas, te karone lagilo mor karmabandha phas. I gave up satsanga, Om Tat Sat, spiritual society. I associated myself with the material society. Therefore, I am now entangled by karma, one after another, one after another. So, spiritual realization is difficult for person asadbhir. Why it is difficult? Viṣaya-ātmabhiḥ. Because they are simply attracted by the 4 principles of material life: eating, sleeping, sex life, and one day death. They cannot. One must be above these interests. One must be very sane man. That these kinds of interests are there in the animals. So if I am also interested only in these things, then what is the difference between this dog and me? Something more. That information is given in the Bhagavad Gita. Avināṣi tu tad vidhi jena sarvamidam tatam. Jena sarvamidam. This body is perishable, asat. But there is another sat, means permanent thing. What is that? Avināṣi tu tad vidhi. You try to understand that thing which is eternal. What is that? Jena sarvamidam tatam. That which is spreading all over your body. You pinch your body, you feel pain. Why? Because there is consciousness. That consciousness is permanent. And as soon as the consciousness is gone, you chopped off your hand. No response. But that is a very nice statement. Thought, that consciousness is avināṣi, is eternal. Where is the difficulty? So those who are not interested to understand this consciousness and the origin of consciousness, they are asad. They cannot understand what is spiritual life. Therefore, the beginning of spiritual life in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that dehinasmin yatha dehi, in this body, in this asad, this temporary body, there is the proprietor of the body. Dehinasmin yatha dehi, the proprietor of the body. So that is to be understood. So how it can be understood? Vidhūta-kalmaṣā, those who are washed off of the sinful act. Therefore we prescribe that don't be associated with these sinful activities. What is that? Illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. One who is washed off of this vidhūta-kalmaṣā, sthānaṁ, that sthan, that place is virajenātmanaiva, vidhūta-kalmaṣā. Those who are washed up. Otherwise it is not possible. If you think that I shall do this and do that, then do this, not that. That is finished. You go on doing this, life after life, and remain in this material world. That is the point. Thank you.
हरे कृष्ण। तो हमने आज श्रील प्रभुपाद से पहले स्कंद के 15वें अध्याय के 47वें श्लोक से क्लास सुना। श्रील प्रभुपाद शुरू में कह रहे थे कि tad-dhyānodriktayā, हम भी पांडवों जैसे और अर्जुन के जैसे भक्ति कर सकते हैं। क्या था उनका प्रभुपाद कहते मुश्किल नहीं है। मुश्किल कैसे नहीं है? पांडव कर रहे थे, अर्जुन कर रहे थे, उसमें मुश्किल कैसे?
Prabhupada was saying they are always remembering Krishna while eating, sleeping, while fighting. That is Krishna consciousness.
जो ज्ञानी और योगी नहीं कर सकते थे वो ये कर रहे थे। क्या कर रहे थे? कृष्ण के साथ बैठना, उठना, चलना, फिरना, खाना, लड़ाई करना, सब पॉलिटिक्स जो दुर्योधन नहीं कर पाए, लेकिन अर्जुन और ये सब कर पा रहे थे। इसी को भक्ति कहते हैं। प्रभुपाद कहते हैं आपको केवल प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा इसको। इफ इन ऑर्डिनरी लाइफ वी डील विद कृष्ण एज अर्जुन डिड, राइट, दैट इज भक्ति। हरि बोल। संत कौन है और संत क्या कर सकता है? एक संत जो होता है वो कौन है? किसको संत कहते हैं? प्रभुपाद ने ब्रह्म संहिता को कोट करके बताया। और वो संत क्या करता है?
हरे कृष्णा। ब्रह्म संहिता का जो कोट है, प्रेमांजन चुरित भक्ति विलोचनेन, जो भक्ति का अंजन, जो प्रेम का अंजन डाल के जो भक्त देख सकता है भगवान को, उसे भक्त कहते हैं,
संत कहते हैं।
संत कहते हैं।
संत का अर्थ क्या है? वो साधु व्यक्ति जो क्या करता है, जिसने कृष्ण का लिए जो प्रेम है वो उत्पन्न कर लिया अपने में हर क्षण। ये सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है। लोग कहते हैं अरे भगवान को दिखाओ, भगवान को दिखाओ। संतः सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्। तो वो संत क्या है? जो हमेशा भगवान को देख पाता है। हरि बोल। तो प्रभुपाद कहते भगवान का लोकेशन भी दे के रखा है शास्त्र में। 3 जगह भगवान का लोकेशन है। भगवान कहाँ है? 3 जगह लोकेशन है भगवान का। सब अपनी तरफ हाथ लगा के दिखा रहे, मेरे अंदर मैं भगवान हूँ। कहाँ है भगवान का लोकेशन? 3 जगह। प्राण सखी माता जी को बताओ।
प्रभु जी एक याद आ रहा है, ईश्वर।
एक तो सबको याद है। ठीक है, एक बताइए।
ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां हृदयदेशे अर्जुन तिष्ठति, मीन्स कृष्णा इज रिसाइडिंग इन आवर हार्ट।
एक जगह हो गया, कृष्ण सबके हृदय में रहते हैं। और कहाँ रहते हैं? और कहाँ रहते हैं भगवान? अंडांतरस्थ परमाणु च अंतरस्थम। मतलब क्या है?
इन एवरी।
हाँ, हर कण में भगवान रहते हैं। और वो विष्णु हैं, मतलब क्या है? वो इस ब्रह्मांड में भी रहते हैं। हरि बोल। कि भौतिक स्तर पर भी अगर हम किसी से प्रेम करते हैं तो उस व्यक्ति को हमेशा हम देख पाते हैं, है ना? तो आध्यात्मिक रूप से अगर हम अगर भगवान से प्रेम करते हैं तो कितने परफेक्टली भगवान को देख पाएंगे। तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? अभी हमारे में चेंज क्या लाना पड़ेगा? अभी हम भगवान को नहीं देख पा रहे, क्या करना पड़ेगा भगवान को देखने के लिए? शिवम प्रभु जी।
हमें अपना चेतना को शुद्ध करना होगा।
हाँ, चेतना को शुद्ध करना होगा। अशुद्ध चेतना को शुद्ध करना है, लेकिन कैसे होगा वो शुद्ध?
जब हम कृष्ण से स्पर्श में आएंगे।
हाँ, कृष्ण के स्पर्श में आएंगे। कृष्ण के स्पर्श में आने का मतलब प्रभुपाद ने क्या बताया? क्या
मतलब भगवान का नाम लेना, भगवान
श्रृणवता। जितना हम भगवान के बारे में श्रवण करते जाएंगे उतना भगवान के टच में आएंगे, उतना हमारा चेतना शुद्ध होते जाएगा और उतना हम भगवान का दर्शन कर पाएंगे। हरि बोल। ठीक है। प्रभुपाद ने एक पत्रिका का उदाहरण दिया कि मेरे गुरु महाराज कलकत्ता से एक डेली न्यूज़पेपर छापते थे। उसका नाम क्या था और उस डेली न्यूज़पेपर छापने के ऊपर एक व्यक्ति को क्या प्रश्न हुआ?
उस बुक का नाम था नदिया प्रकाश, और उनका ये बोलना था कि जनरली न्यूज़पेपर में तो गॉसिप्स रहते हैं, लेकिन ये भगवान तो सिर्फ एक ही हैं, तो ये कैसे डेली इतने सारे चीज़ वो लिख पाते हैं?
आप कैसे छाप पाएंगे इतना कुछ? क्या होगा आपका छापने के लिए? कुछ है क्या भगवान के बारे में? तो क्या उत्तर दिया भक्त साधु ठाकुर ने?
तो उन्होंने उदाहरण दिया कि जैसे कि स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड जो है वो 3/4 है और आध्यात्मिक भौतिक जगत है वो 1/4 है, और 1/4 में भी बहुत सारे यूनिवर्स हैं। उस सारे यूनिवर्स में बहुत सारे प्लैनेट्स हैं। बहुत सारे प्लैनेट्स में एक अर्थ है, उसमें बहुत सारे सिटीज़ हैं, उसमें फिर सिटीज़ में बहुत सारे न्यूज़पेपर्स हैं, उसके बहुत सारे, और हर एक न्यूज़पेपर के बहुत सारे एडिटर्स हैं। तो उन्होंने बोला इतना करने के ये 1/4 भाग के लिए इतना सारा चीज़ है, तो वो तो 3/4 है, उसके लिए कितना लिख सकते हैं?
हरि बोल। तो भक्तसान ठाकुर ने आखिरी में उस व्यक्ति को बोला, अरे आप रोज़ के एक न्यूज़पेपर के बारे में सोच रहे, कैसे हो रहा है? मैं हर क्षण एक न्यूज़पेपर छाप सकता हूँ। और प्रभुपाद बोले, मैंने 60 पुस्तकें लिखी है, ये केवल इंट्रोडक्शन है। प्रभुपाद कह रहे ये आध्यात्मिक जगत का केवल एक इंट्रोडक्शन मात्र है। हरे कृष्णा। हाउ डज योर ईटिंग अफेक्ट यू? आप जो खाते हैं वो आपके ऊपर, जो भी अन्न खाते हैं, जैसा भी खाते हैं, वो आपके ऊपर क्या करता है, उसका प्रभाव पड़ता है। कैसे? क्या बताया प्रभुपाद? अन्न का प्रभाव।
Srila Prabhupada was telling there is one book by Dr. Bernard Shaw that you are what you eat. So he was telling if someone eats stool, then the body is made of stool. So
if you eat stool, then you are stool.
yes, yes.
मनुष्यों के लिए खाना अलग है, जानवरों के लिए अलग है, और भक्तों के लिए तो बिल्कुल अलग है। भक्त क्या खाते हैं? हाँ, भक्त ये सब खाते हैं। प्रभुपाद के अनुसार भक्त लोग ये खाते हैं, रसगुल्ला खाते हैं, कचौड़ी खाते हैं, पूरी खाते हैं, ये भक्त खाते हैं। विशेषकर प्रभुपाद कहते हैं, डॉक्टर बर्नार्ड शॉ, उन्होंने पुस्तक लिखा है यू आर वॉट यू ईट। और वैसे भी क्या है, ये शरीर क्या है, जो भी हम खाते हैं उसका प्रभुपाद ने पूरा वो बताना शुरू किया। हरि बोल। किसी को चिमटी काटते हैं तो दुखता क्यों है? किसी को चिमटी काटते तो दुखता क्यों? बोलिए।
तो Because there is consciousness.
क्योंकि वहाँ पे क्या है, आत्मा है, और आत्मा है इसका मतलब क्या है, चेतना है। जहाँ चेतना है वहाँ पे
आत्मा है,
वहाँ दुखता है। हरि बोल, जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा, जय प्रभुपदा। प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद। जय श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर